Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Expresso here on S3, and I believe that I need to intro these two in the best way possible. So, joining us as we jump into the world of sports and podcasts, we're joined today by two of South Africa's best when it comes to rugby, both speedsters in there and Ruck, Young and Rudy Page. Both of you decide to jump on our couch. Once again, exciting times. Graham, back to you in studio.
Can we give them another round of applause? Give him a round of applause. Let's give these guys a round of applause. Come on, man.
I feel like this is the closest you guys could come to finding a job that's not an actual job. Okay, I think that's
I don't know if it's a job. I don't know if it's a job.
No, this just feels so natural. It's such an awesome chemistry. It's your mates who happen to have walked this, sometimes mates, who happen to have walked this kind of parallel path through the most incredible journey. And I love the fact that we got pictures of you guys in your colors.
Oh, yeah.
Representing, lest we forget, boys, where your rugby knowledge is coming from. It's not from a couch. It's coming from a field, okay? Yes, we know behind the ruck, not in the ruck, okay? How many rucks have you taken part in?
I'm a lot. He's not really much.
I've seen a lot.
Seen a lot of rugby.
Some things you can't
unstop them, but not attended them. But, you know, when it comes to a podcast, okay, now, I know for a fact that a podcast, you can do English or Afrikaans. Sometimes the English airtime runs out.
Yes.
Sometimes the Afrikaans jumps back in.
Happens.
So to do something like a podcast, I mean, what made you guys say, let's do this thing, let's get it going?
Yeah, it actually started on a golf course start of this year. And
Real job.
Trying to play golf. So just to share our opinions, share our views, share our experiences. I mean, myself and Rudy has been roommates at the Springboks for a very long time. We came a long path, and we just wanted to share our experiences.
You also connect to this wonderful kind of network, and I think the great joy of our job is we get to kind of have a front row seat, sometimes get invited along, and then terrify you by shoving a camera or microphone in your face. And I think of all of the times your management in its various guises have sent me to interview you, and I'm like, I'm sure they don't want to do this. I'm sure they want to be running on a field. They want to be recovering, eating a meal, whatever, but you always did it, and I appreciate you so much for doing that for us. I really, really do. But now you've chosen to make this like a proper part of your career. What's been the most interesting part of doing this, of turning those tables and connecting to these amazing people?
Obviously, I'm retired. Juan is still playing, but I think it's creating a show for us where the rugby player is comfortable, man. Where the people, the viewer, whoever's watching our show can actually see there's a person behind the player. There's just 80 minutes on a Saturday is not a true reflection of who we are as individuals.
100%.
And that is what we want to show people, that there's a character behind every player. There's different stuff that makes up the players, and guys must be comfortable. Guys must just be really comfortable and talk rugby, talk life. And that's what we want to create in our show.
And the crazy stories.
I was going to say, because there's a story behind almost every one. And we only know
a little bit,
5%.
So we're trying to squeeze it out of this guy, out of our guests, but
it's a really great way, the way you guys, because the thing is, the people who are there respect you guys. They've been in the battlefield with you, so they know exactly, what you guys are like in the change rooms, and I think that's the great thing about the podcast, is that you find the other side of people. But is there, like, a player that is on your wish list to get on the podcast?
It doesn't have to be South African.
Like, it doesn't have to be SA player, but, like, is there a player that you'd love to, either for your own thing, like maybe they gave you a dirty tackle in the past and then you want to actually address it, or maybe just somebody you just want to chat to more?
Maybe a lot. There's a lot of rugby players, but not in my sport. I was trying to email Cristiano Ronaldo.
Really? Did you really?
Still waiting.
What is it?
He's going to start to tail off of the next round.
I was just joking.
You know the email address, eh?
Hey?
At gmail.com. Perfect.
It has to be. So there's a couple of players. I mean, we want to get the legends of the game also on a show like Dan Carter, Brian Abana, trying to get these guys share their experiences, especially guys that are retired, to see the life after rugby, the transitions. There's so much stuff around rugby. There's mental health. There's the way they grew up, the stories they have, challenges they have. And that's the stuff that we want to share with our viewers.
I was going to ask, because is there a missed element to the stories that we tell? We love to invest so much of our brand and our and we talk about it every Friday, and we put everything on. But it's one lens that we're looking at your life through.
100%.
Are we missing the main story? Because rugby can change lives, but kids need to see themselves represented in that story.
100%, yeah.
Yes. The journey, sorry to interrupt you, partner. The journey probably constantly is changing as well.
Yeah.
A week in a rugby player is such a long time, actually, because it's such ups and flows and ups and downs constantly throughout the week until you get to the 80 minutes. And that's the journey, actually, that is so cool. And that's probably the lekker and sometimes the difficult part is that journey throughout the week until you get to the 80 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, if you make it to the 80 minutes,
if you're on that team sheet.
Sport, boy.
Yeah.
Sure. It's a really great podcast, man. For anybody who would like to go check it out, where do we find it? Please, I want to get you as many of these listeners as possible and viewers. Look here, plug yourself. You're on national TV. Plug. Go. Let's go.
So, Behind the Ruck at YouTube, but it's very important to like, share, and subscribe. Okay, very important,
The new episode is coming out today, Friday. We're dropping every Friday. Please go watch the episode. Share it like a gossip story. You know, in the neighborhood, a gossip story, it takes out quickly. Like a gossip story, share that the episode's out.
Yes. I'm Johan de Jong.
Make it go viral.
Make it go viral. I apologize.
I'm Johan de Jong.
I'm Rudy Page.
And the Ruck is clear.
Yeah!
Oh, look at that. I'm leaving the Ruck. I'm going behind the Ruck now. Sorry, I'm converted. Now, we love you guys for doing this, and we also love you that much more for investing so much in the sport that has given you a lot. But it's also challenged you, tested you, taken a lot. So thank you for being that for us, man. We love you guys. Still don't know what he runs 100 in.
It doesn't matter, but I know this guy is very, very fast, and he's got a musician alongside him. It's Ruck.